30. Devotional Thoughts for Women, written by Monica Diaz, read by Belinda Sainsbury. Good morning, dear friends. Today, June the 1st, our devotional is entitled, Even If They Don't Think Like Me. The wise man points to the moon, the fool looks at the finger. Chinese proverb. On April 17, 1975, after the United States pulled out of Cambodia, the Khmer Rouge came into power in the country. Led by Pol Pot, this organization intended to re-establish the ancient Khmer culture. The 4 years its regime lasted have sadly gone down in history for the atrocious genocide to which they subjected the Cambodian people. One of the population groups they killed en masse for being considered enemies of the state were all those who wore glasses. You read that correctly. Thousands of people lost their lives for an absurd reason. Their explanation, which is not the same as justification for this madness, was that those who wore glasses were intellectuals. They were perceived as such by the regime. As intellectuals, they were dangerous and were therefore enemies. Based on that simple stereotype, they proceeded to put too many people to death. There is a very thin line between thinking that what you believe is right and feeling superior to others with the right to discriminate against them. Although we would never go to such extreme as Pol Pot, committing abhorrent atrocities, thinking we are absolutely right and feeling we must defend our truths from other people's opinions also lead us to view ourselves as superior and others as enemies. And when others are our enemies, we have two options: to become defensive or to attack. It is a matter of survival. Either of those options puts us in conflict with those who don't think like us. The problem is that those who don't think like us are also human beings, and Jesus wants to draw them to Him as well. When Jesus told us so clearly to love our enemies, both real and imaginary ones, He pointed out a profound principle. Not only did He point it out with words, but also through His own life of love, compassion, and kindness towards those who were good and evil, towards believers and unbelievers. Applying today's phrase, let's just say Jesus pointed to the moon. If instead of trying to live according to that ideal, we merely admire Jesus from a distance, while we build walls of separation between us and those who don't think like us, we will simply be looking at Jesus' finger without reaching the heights to which He wants to lead us. In matters of human relationships, Jesus invites us to reach much higher heights than the world's notions. Jesus pointed to the moon when He asked us to love without showing favoritism. Not so we should look at it as an ideal that's impossible to reach, but for us to move from theory to practice. What does it mean to put it into practice? It's love in action. It's loving our enemy, loving the ones who are different, loving always and without further ado, even if they don't think like me. I, Jesus, tell you, Love your enemies. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 44.